Hello friends, and today I am working with a base page from my stash of when I made them back. Oof, I think sometime in the fall. So here it's been locked away for a few weeks and I'm just taking a look and reminding myself what I put in, not just with the base page, but with this particular kit. So you're going to see me just kind of showing myself and you um, what is in this kit that I put together. I had put 3 base pages that I made with this particular, these scraps, and I've already made 1 base page or used 1 base page, a double base page. I will have those, um, that layout share if you'd like to see um, from the fall. I will have that linked at the in the end slides for you. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized I'm a little off. I'm a little off camera here, but I just have this one photo that I'm going to be using, and now I'm just trying to build up. What you don't see on here is that there is a strip at the top of this page. And here I'm just trying to decide where I want to position not just the photo, but also my clusters. So I'm going through, I'm just showing you, I'm going to use a corner punch here to punch the edges of this scrap that I put in here. So one of the things about these corner punches, I do like this one, is if I just do it without looking, I've noticed that it comes out with and it could just be the angle, I don't know, but it comes out like not good. It comes out with um you know the paper not not really cutting at the corner. It cuts, I don't know what I do, but clearly leave it up to me, and it just it happens to me with more than just this corner rounder though. Um, but I have learned this one is a lot easier to just turn around and I can see where I'm gonna do the corners, cut the corners. So here I'm just looking through this chipboard. I do have some embellishments on the inside of this wax paper. This is typically how I go ahead and I package things when I go to crops. So it's just stayed on here. I have this congrats, and some other die cut words I have had in my stash for quite a long time. I think this is the third now. It's been several years, and it's just paper that I cut on my die cutting machine, which is a Cricut Air, and I ran through the Xyron. And let me tell you, it's lasted. There's no issues at all with the adhesive. I've just had it there for a very long time. I have put um, foam tape on the back of that photo, and I kind of measured it out so that I can put my journaling on that tag, and that it can go right behind the photo and it can just kind of stick out. So I should have grabbed my T-square ruler because I'm trying to put this on straight, but I just kind of winged it, and oh, so you don't see the tag, but just trust me, it goes on there. Um, and then I'm just auditioning some additional pieces. So here you see me. I'm going to start to try to build my clusters here. And I'm going to build one there. At the bottom of my right hand will be another one in that right hand corner. And then I think I build one right next to the title, right? I think so. Trying to remember. I don't have it in front of me anymore. So this was a paper line by Illustrated Faith that I have. Somebody got rid of at a previous crop. I've talked about it in my kit shares and hauls at the time when I was bringing this home, and I think that floral is absolutely gorgeous. And I was able to make, like I said, I was able to make 4 base pages. So 1 double and 2 single base pages with some cut aparts still left over to be able to use if I wanted to. I think I did end up making a cluster there at the top, and I'm sorry you can't see it. I will do my best. I can actually probably grab it and just take a picture of it, and I'll insert it at the end so that you can see the full layout. So then I'm just trying to go through things here in the stash, and I'm trying my best to pick some things that I know will coordinate. Oh, here I am going through some of my I'm going through some of my scraps, and I'm creating my own embellishments here, my own grounding embellishments, I should say. So I've taken, I very rarely use the full punch out, so I definitely wanted to use that sticker. I'm going to be popping it up here. You'll see me, I start to put this down, and then I think I start working on some other stuff. So this is typically what happens. I like to kind of see what it looks like, and then a lot of times, like for example, that one by the photo, that cluster isn't finished yet. I like to just kind of take a look at them, start them, and then kind of keep going through my stuff and keep adding to it. So that's what I'm doing here. And I've gone ahead and I've moved to the top of the layout. And I'm putting some things there, and then I will come back to, I think that it's very slight. I think I only put one thing up there. And so this one too, I'm like, no, I don't like, you'll see that the tones in that paper are white, and this is more of an off-white, kind of a creamy off-white. So I'm fine with mixing up the colors. I just don't like for it to be so obvious. So I did go ahead and just punch this out. I'm going to fiddle with this for a little while. It is a sticker, and I'm like, is this a sticker? Isn't this a sticker? This is not coming out. So yeah, see, yeah, it's a sticker. It takes me a little bit, but this is sped up, by the way. I probably could have sped it up a little bit more, but I think it's fine. I wanted for you to see a little bit more of the process. It's good to have a mix of videos sometimes. So I thought I was going to make that work, but I couldn't find a place for it. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shift over to the title. And I'm trying to see, like, what can I put under here? I think I tested it really fast, and it does go well there, but I don't like how bulky this particular chipboard piece is, so I am thinning it out, making it a little bit flatter. I never knew you could do this, so for years and years, my chipboard just sat. I don't have a ton of it, but I have enough of it now, and I do when I'm making up my kits, I do try to make a concerted effort to go into my different categories of embellishments to make sure that I include them in my layouts, particularly when I'm not working with a collection. So here I'm just trying to make it as even as possible. I would like for the C to kind of lay on top of the right side of the camera. I couldn't find my Creative Memories tool or my Pokey tool, so here we go with the Cricut spatula. And that works just as good. I've seen people use that as well. The only thing I dislike about the Xyron is the adhesive. It is everywhere in the little crevices. And usually I have the top like little sheet that comes off and I can take it off with that. But this one didn't have it. So it's fine. I'm like, I'll just work with it. It's fine. I'll just make a little pile of the little adhesive boogies, if you will. Just trying to get them all off here. Sorry if you can hear the footsteps and stomping and stuff upstairs. Our families making their way in the morning. I'm trying not to be up there. I'm trying not to be up there because I do have to go for some blood work and it has to be fasting, so I can't even have coffee. So I'm just trying to keep busy till I can leave for my appointment. And then I'm going to treat myself. I haven't had coffee like from a coffee shop in quite a long time, so I'm excited to treat myself to that after my blood work. It's the little things, you guys. Okay, so here's the final C. What am I doing? That's not going to go on there. Oh, maybe I'm just taking the adhesive off. I could have sworn I put it on the camera. Okay, I'm playing with the boogers. Adhesive boogers. I could have really cut that off. Anyway. So here I'm going to go. I'm like, oh yeah, I really didn't like how that looked. Oh, now you can see the top of the layout. Beautiful. I must have shifted stuff down. That's great. So you see, it's just that strip at the top. I've gone ahead and I've put that little yellow heart. I bopped it up on some foam tape. I put in that other viewfinder. Those viewfinders are all from Nicole Jones 911. She has her shop, and I like to purchase them when she has, like to support her shop. Been watching her for years and years, and I just cut them out in my Cricut machine. So here I'm just putting I put some adhesive in the back, and then I'm going to put the C right on there. So you'll see this is a better angle of the tag, and so the tag will go right and now I'm taking some of these other, here's some more chipboard. I'm going to place there by the viewfinder. And I'm trying to find a place for the sticker. And I think I'm going to pop it up, and then it's going to go right below that camera. I do need to, hopefully I did remember, I do need to put some twine in that tag. Tell me, you guys, what do you find is your most difficult embellishments to use that you have in your stash? That you just don't remember to use, that you don't have handy, or that you just struggle with in general? For me, it is definitely chipboard. I would say chipboard and sequins. I think I have enough sequins to last me a lifetime. And I don't even, compared to some other people's stash, like I don't have a lot, but there's so much of it. There's so much of it when you purchase it. So there's certain things that I've stopped buying. One of those things you're going to see in this video. I was always, not always, I was always very tempted when I went to, this is all before COVID, when I went to scrapbook like expos, if you will, to buy flourishes like made out of bling, whether they're pearls or they're actual bling, and then they would just sit in my stash. I wouldn't do anything with them. And over time, after a lot of purchases, I learned that I really don't use them and have no business buying them. But I will say I am looking at some of my supplies in a different, with a little bit of a different lens. And so particularly the ones that I don't use, I'm like, I need to kind of think of a way that I can use them. So there was one piece of this like flourish that you'll see me use at the end here, and I'm just essentially I'm cutting it apart and using it piece by piece because they are like little green, they're like little tiny green pearl and enamel dots. They're flat backed, they already have the adhesive on the back, it's perfect. So here's, I think I'm bringing in the twine. I stepped away for a sec. I also had those hearts in my stash. Those are some old, I want to say they're pink paisley, I think. I've had them in my stash. I've used them and loved them in previous videos. And this pink, I love the size of them. Like they're skinny. They're not teeny tiny hearts, but they're skinny hearts, these small ones. So they're perfect for me. I love them. And I think that's it for the hearts. I'm like, forget it. Can't get it, couldn't get it back in the packaging. What am I doing here? Oh, so this is something else that I'm doing for since the beginning of the new year. If you are if you've been watching my channel, just in this, if you're new, just in case, this is my use it up bin. I think I've brought it now maybe into a couple of different videos, but if I haven't, sometimes I create content. There's that green. See that green? I'm like, yes, that goes. There's the green. This is what I am calling my use it up bin. So it sits near my desk, not always on my desk, but if I'm using if I'm working on a layout, I try to keep it close so that I can just reach for it. But this is like basically, it is essentially supplies that I have in my stash that don't go with any collection anymore, that I want to use up, that have been sitting in my stash for quite a while. So my thought, and you'll see, it's not like jam-packed with stuff. It's just enough for me to kind of flip through and see if I can use on my layout. And so here you see it's like these beautiful colored flourishes, but I know I would never use the entire thing for sure. So here's me just taking it apart, and I'm using it as like an enamel dot. I love enamel dots, but you rarely find them this teeny tiny, and I just needed the little pop. Okay, so this brings me to almost the end of my layout here. I do want to take some time here to just welcome you if you're new here, and I hope that you will consider liking and subscribing so that you can see more of my content. I do plan out my content quite a bit so that I'm posting at least two times a week, every week. And I am going to, you'll see some shots here at the end where now that I'm completely off camera, you'll be able to see the entire layout. But here I'm just kind of putting these little finishing touches with, you'll see they're they're teeny tiny. I can't even grab it with my fingers. So I'm helping, using my scissors to help me. But I'll put a final photo of the completed layout for you so that you can see it if you're interested. And I do hope that you'll come back and see what we get into next time. Bye for now.